Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to solve one of the famous interview problem from the lead code, longest substring without repeating characters. If you're new to my channel, please share and subscribe. Let's quickly jump to the description of the problem. So given a string S, find the length of the longest substring without repeating characters. So the statements is very clear, but let me just elaborate a little bit. So in this question, what it is asking is we have to find a substring. What is substring? Any character, any character, any string, right? In a continuous fashion, whether it can be part of a string or it can be whole string as well. That is basically a string, substring, right? So A, AB or ABC or ABCA, right? All these are my substring. Okay, yeah, this will go till find all the combination, right? But what it is asking, we have to find the longest substring without repeating character. These all are my substring, but what is the longest substring which are in which there is no repeating characters, right? So if you see this, there is no repeating character. Length is one. This substring is having length of two without repeating character. This one is having length of three. In this one, a is repeated, so this is not my valid substring, right? For this particular use case, this is also not going to be any valid substring for our use case, right? Because again, A and B's are repeated. You can also start your substring from B. So the other possibility would be B, BC, BCA, BCAB, all these things, right? So again, the substring length is 1, 2, 3, and this is not the valid one. So we have to find the longest one, right? So out of these all possibilities, the longest length is 3, right? So that's what it is asking. If you see the second example in which all the B's are repeated, so the only possible answer is B, right? Yeah. So how we are going to solve this problem? The implementation is very easy, guys. What we have to do, we can use to loop, right? Where I will increment from 0 to n and j will increment from I to n, right? So, and every time when I is incrementing, what we can do, we can use of a dictionary to maintain whether in our current window, like from I to j, to find out if all characters are unique or not, right? So what I'm saying is just let me quickly show it. So if A is there, B, C, A, B, C, B, B, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so what I'm saying is start I, currently it's 0, J is 0, have a dictionary, um, have a dictionary here. Okay, so I have a dictionary here, right? So I will see whether my jth character is in the dictionary or not. So it is not there, I will add it and I will keep incrementing j till I am not finding any repeating character. So j will be added, I mean j will be incremented 1, this will become b and b will be added because b is also not there. Then I will increment j will become 2. So at 2, c is there, c will be added. Then I will increment j, that will become 3. Now at 3, a is already there. So what I'm saying is at this particular moment, you just break the loop, right? And every time when you are incrementing j, right, you also calculate the maximum length. Then once you are breaking the loop, you will increment the I will become 1, and you will start your j again from 1, right? Again, you need to clear all from the dictionary every time because we are starting all the windows calculation fresh from B. And the same thing can go for all the possibilities. So in this case, what is the time complexity? If you see, I is starting from 0 to n, j is starting from I to n, right? So it means we are I is going for n times, and for every I we are j is going n times, right? So j is going for every I n times. So this is n into n, which is n square, right? In worst case. So time complexity will be n square. Even though we are breaking, but in worst case, it can go for the n square, correct? So how can we, improve the time complexity? So let's try to improve the time complexity in our case. So let me write this again. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So instead of, just blindly resetting the jth to I whenever the I is getting incremented, if somehow we can avoid that part, I think we'll able to improve the performance, right? So, in most of the two loops technique, let me just write it. In most of the two loops technique, we can convert to two pointer technique if we know how to handle two pointers, right? So that's what we are going to see, that how we can convert these two loops into two pointer technique, and how we are going to handle these two pointers. So the way we are going to use it, we will use the dictionary the way we were using in the first approach. But every time when we encounter A, right, we will not, um, you know, reset the jth position to ith position, right? Instead, what we will do is we'll increment the I. I will be increment if a character is present in dictionary, and j will be incremented if character is not present in the if character not present in dictionary. Okay, this is what we are going to do, and this is how we are going to handle our pointers. Just for example, let's say that I initially was 0 and j initially was 0, and we are incrementing j, right? Initially the dictionary will be empty. So at j0, a is there, a is not in the dictionary. We'll add into the dictionary and we'll increment j, right? You, because this condition is true if character is not present in the dictionary. Now j is become 1, right? And at 1 b is there, b is also not present, so we'll add b and we'll increment j. Now c is there, c is also not present, we'll increment we'll add c into the dictionary and we'll increment j. Now at 3 a is already present in the dictionary, right? So we will not increment anything from the j. We will not increment j basically. What we are going to do, we'll increment I, but one catch is there. We'll delete the ith character from the dictionary, right? Because I is present. Now, again, let's see that whether A is present again. So now A is deleted, A is not present. We'll add A and we'll increment J, right? Now 4 is what? 4 is B. B is present. So what we'll do, we'll delete uh, B and increment the I. So this will become 2. And every time, right, we will also try to calculate the maximum length, right? So this is the approach we are going to take. And in this way, what happens is, just for example, if I is here, right? So once j is reached here, right, we'll calculate the length. What is the length, right? This is the length. then we are incrementing I. Then at this moment, this will able to reach to this point, right? This point. And since once we will be able to reach here, we'll calculate this length, right? The same thing. Once we will be able to reach here, we'll calculate this one because at this part, right, all these places, the characters are repeated. So at these places, we are incrementing I, right? So when we are incrementing I, we are kind of, calculating the, the length. Okay, so let's code it out, and I will try to code both approaches which I discussed earlier, right? So to have a two loop technique, right? First, let's calculate the length of a string, length of s, and okay, then let's say I'm having a, outer loop which is starting from 0 to m, and then I have inner loop j which is starting from I to m, right? If my s of j in the dictionary, I will just break the loop. Else, what I will do is I need one variable to keep a track of a max L, right? Initially it will be 0, and there will be also a dictionary. So dictionary we have to, always reset at the time of when we are incrementing the I. So this will become, we can declare it here. And if the character is not in the dictionary, what we have to do, we have to just add the character into the dictionary, right? So add it. And what else we have to do? We have to always calculate the length, right? So we need max. And to calculate the length, basically, since our indexes are starting from 0 to j minus I and plus 1 we have to do, right? And that's all for this two loop technique, and return the max L. Yeah, let me submit it. Yeah, it's got submitted, but you can see the performance is not that great, right? So let's improve this the way we discussed it. So I'll just comment this, and instead of two loop, what I'll try to do is I will create two pointers, right? I and j, and I will change it to two pointer technique. So what I discussed is that j is going to be incremented till m, okay? And if the jth character, right? If my s of j in my dictionary, let me also declare one dictionary here, right? So if my jth character is in dictionary, I don't need to increment j, I have to increment, I, right? But I have to delete from the dictionary which character? S of I, right? I have to delete it if it is there, and increment the I. Else, what you can do, you add S of j, okay? And the same thing, you calculate every time the length, max L j minus I. In this case, we are not going to add plus one. The reason is because if you see this, right? If you see this particular two pointer technique part, let me just quickly explain it. So I was here, right? I was here, and j when it reached to this point, right? Then we are kind of, calculating it. So we want to calculate the previous length, not including this length, right? And since I is at 0, and j is at 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So 3 minus 0 is equal to 3. So my length 3 is, that's what we need to, right? If I'll do plus 1, it will become 4. But I don't need to include this current jth character. So that's why I will not include plus 1 here. Okay, I hope you have understood this particular thing. Let me just return the max L. What is this? Delete dictionary as okay. What it is telling? Key error. It is telling W is not present. Is if S of J is there, it means mm, okay. So actually the mistake is I'm not incrementing J right here. I think that should be creating problem. Oh, just give me a second, guys. Typo mistake. Okay. After delete, I have to increment the I, right? Um, J minus I, max L at 0. Um, okay, so when this is there, right? Oh, one more thing. I think the mistake is I am incrementing after this. I have to increment first, right? So when I added it, I have to increment the J and then I am going to calculate. That's why I'm skipping this part, right? Yeah, that should be a problem. Yeah, we try to submit it and it got submitted successfully. Yeah, so that's all for this video, guys. I hope you have understood this problem and you can see the time complexity is improved, right? So if you have any question or comment, please let me know in the comment box. See you in the next video. Thank you.